So from a regulation standpoint, that was the difference of where we were. So this is how good, really so it's pretty good, pretty good. Now I want to get that a little better. So I think if I took and I'm going to get a level out there, actually just a little straight edge, and I'll be able to match it. Now this one here, whatever that rose bed kind of size is, that's what we need to back off of it. So I'm going to go get that. So I went and got the railing all set up. Actually took out and put another plate in here just to make it look nice. I have the setting here, but that's not what I'm going to do. Regulations are 4.5 on center. We're going to go 4 1/4. There's going to be 11 balusters, 10 or 11 balusters. But I want to take this and cut this down, make it 6 inches wide, 6 inches. If you get the reference of that, ELF. I'm going to put this 6 inches and I'm going to replicate this angle so that we can just drop that in. We do have to take the rest of that railing off, but we'll go ahead and get that all cut up and get it set. Well, I finished kind of getting that done. We'll let that dry and put a whole bunch of coats of polyurethane on there. I guess I could have done this. I didn't. I think I'll just paint that the color of the wall. Maybe I'll do it. Oh, probably paint it white or the color of it. So, a real productive day today. We're just going to let all this dry, and I did calculate out the rungs, so it's not going to be as expensive, but we'll catch you tomorrow. Welcome back today. What we're going to end up doing is I'm going to take this rail off. We're going to start to put in this, possibly, I think end up getting this right here. Then we'll put in our railing, and we may be able to get to the metal today. I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to end up working on this, but let's go ahead and just start removing stuff. So not too much problems. I do have one of them stuck here. I may just end up beating that in. We got everything off of this, and as I started beating that, it started to come out. So we'll end up taking that out too. But I actually think once we get this out, we may just take and put some spackle in all that holes. Of course, we'll do all this, get this nice. Then we can lay that wood in. And the good part about it is once we lay that in, then I can put a nice piece of trim on that side. So we'll just continue doing that. So we got it all off and did some really rough plastering. We're gonna lay this board in, get that all squared away and straight. I do think I'm gonna take and maybe come and do a little preliminary sanding down here. However, oh, here we go. So, and then I'll take and put a coat of spackling on that, and I'm going to vacuum that up a little bit as soon as we put the spackling on, and we'll start working on that one board there. At least want to put a heavy coat on there. This stuff stands like butter, so it doesn't really matter how much goes in there. So we're going to let that dry. I'm going to vacuum up around here. This is going to be interesting here because I notched this in and I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll probably have to cut a notch out, bring it in there, kind of splice it in, but let me vacuum this up and we'll get on to this next board. So we have the board already pre-cut and painted, but I know that this is not going to fit right. I already know that. But we will do what we need to do to get this to cut really nicely. We do want to make sure that it's square, and as you can kind of tell, we're a little heavy. So what I'm going to do is, I actually think I know where that needs to be. It's right here. And what we're going to do, we're going to live with that, and we'll just get it all caulked in. I think that's what we'll end up doing. I'm going to put a bead of glue down there. It's always good to glue that down, and we'll come back in here. Have to do some trim work there, but But I think we've got something there. Well, I went ahead and glued and shot this in, so we're good. I'll end up just caulking this, and then I'll start on the top part. I'm going to let some of this dry here a little bit before I try to put some more caulking in there. That's what I'll end up doing in that corner. But let's go ahead and, I won't mess with any of this other stuff here, but let's go ahead and put this piece in up here, or at least start getting that cut. Hey, welcome back to the channel. What we're going to do is, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but, well, I'm going to spend as much time as it takes to make it look good. But I'm actually going to take a measure out and get all of these lines set in here so that we can drill each one of these and drill up here so that we can set all of our wrought iron. I think I'm just gonna, I've got the center line in the tape there just because I'm gonna mark this out. But I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a little bit of measuring and get this all plotted out. One of the things that we do first is we determine what is this opening. And so we determined what the opening was, and from right here it was like 43 inches. And what we're going to end up doing is taking 43 divided by, it's either going to be probably 11. And what it is 4.5 inches on center. That's where these have to be set at. But what you want to do is 4.5 inches on center from this diagonal, because that's how that's going to run. So they're probably going to be spaced out a little bit different in here. So what I'll end up doing is we'll find the center line here. We'll then get the center to here, about 55.5. Well, that's the overall. We'll put that in here, and then we'll kind of do our division and figure out how wide those need to be apart. They're probably going to be around 5 inches or something like that. But that's what I'll end up doing, is getting some measurements from that standpoint. So as you can see, I spent a ton of time sitting and getting all of these measurements just right. And the reason for that is this is gonna mean everything. So if this isn't right, then it's gonna look just really odd on these railings. So I'm just gonna this is gonna be it for today, just because I want it to give myself a breather here, not do anything with it, come back another time, take a look at it again, measure it all out once again, and then drill it. That'll just be a safer way so that we don't mess this up. I am going to come back through here and I'm going to spackle these other areas, clean this up, but that'll be it for today. Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're back over at the condos. I'm going to do some work on it today. I'm going to do everything I can to get all the balusters in and hopefully maybe trim some of this up. I've just been putting plaster on and on and on and on. And so I'm going to take and sand this off a little bit and then put another coat of plaster on here so that we're going to let that start to dry. And then I'll go ahead and start working on the balusters, because one of the things that we want to do is make sure these things are just perfect at 100%, because this is going to be a big deal. If they're off a little bit, it's going to look like a mess. So we're going to do everything we can to get that taken care of. I'm going to sand this up and we will go from there. So what I've done is I've set up a little laser here. So this was all just done just by measurements, and I set the laser up so that one of these lights here, so you can see that a little better. And as you can tell, we're spot on all of those. And then if I come up here, looks like we're pretty good on all of these. This does look like it's off a hair, but I think if we put it in the center point, I think it'll be okay. I do want to check level on this. So let's just, no, it actually looks to be pretty straight. Check the wall here. It looks to be pretty straight too. So actually what it is that I put this off just maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But I think we're gonna be good. I think where we're at is gonna be good. Now it's just making sure that these are all level up and down. Once I get that, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in holes, and we'll see how much damage we can do. So these are 28, 29. I think we're going to cut these. I'm going to cut these at 30. This one here is actually going to be one that'll have this 2 in it, but I'm not going to waste one of those right now. We're going to cut one of the single spirals and see what we can get and see how well this works. So I'm going to go out and cut that. So it looks to be 11 inches from here to here is going to be the opening, so that'll make that its center. So I took another inch. I got an inch in each side so that we have some play. Now, I don't know if I've drilled up in that an inch. I may have to take this off a little bit more because we really don't need that much, but you know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch is going to be good. So I'm going to take this grinding wheel and I'm going to cut this off. There's probably an easier way to do this, hacksaw, because it's not solid, but we'll take the grinding wheel and just cut it. So I got it cut correct, but in the meantime, oh gosh, that looks bad. I think I may, hopefully I don't have to go someplace and have it stitched up, but I'm gonna take care of this. So I made it back. I had to go to the med center. As you can see, I'm all fixed up. Actually 7 stitches. I really didn't think it was that bad, but one of the things they said was, you were real close to the tendon that ran along there. And there's also a blood vessel. So they were concerned that I may have lost some mobility in that. Didn't hurt at all. But just to kind of show you what it was, when I was cutting with this kicked back and it just kind of ground up along there. Of course, I took off the guard, so that didn't help. But I'm not supposed to do any work just because I'm not supposed to bend it or do anything like that. But I am going to do just a few things. I may paint a part of a wall. But I brought another drill. I want to take and drill that hole out just a tad because it needs to be just a little bit bigger. And I want to see if that will allow that to slip in. But I'm going to clean all of this up and then go inside. So I did sneak back. So one of the things I did find is that it's a 3/4 inch bit that we needed to use. And I hope I didn't booger this thing up too much. Probably did. But I need to figure out, I was going to determine whether I wanted these on both sides. I really don't think so. I think I'll just put glue up in there and then we'll probably use some putty or something to putty around that. But I'm thinking that one baluster looks good. This one, it'll actually be down on the last two because I didn't want to start with the more expensive one. This will have a double. So I know that they are 30 inches from here to here, and so that's going to work. I'm going to take this back out and I'm going to use that as my guide, and I'm going to throw those all in the back of the car to take home and then cut them. I won't cut them be a few days before I'll cut them, but at least I'll get them all cut to the right size, and that'll be it for today. But we'll come back tomorrow or the next day.